Hi, I'm Pat DiDomenico, Editorial Director at the HRSpecialist.com and Business Management Daily. You know, terminating employees is the hardest part of being a manager or an HR professional. It's also the most legally dangerous part. More lawsuits stem from firings than any other employee interactions. So what can you do? Well, you can't expect employees to leave a termination happy. You can take a few simple steps to calm that person down and reduce the chance that they'll leave the meeting and walk across the street to a lawyer's office. So here are 5 smart tips for conducting termination meetings. Number 1, keep your cool. Now you want to avoid heightening an already emotional situation. Don't spring the firing suddenly or berate the employee in front of others, like this guy would.
You're fired. 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 You're fired.
You don't want to do it that way. Instead, you want to calmly and briefly deliver the news by summarizing the well-documented and job-related reasons for that termination. That way, the employee may not like the result, but they will have little to dispute. Also, don't get drawn into a back and forth with the employee. Explain the decision is final and it's immediate. Number 2, avoid surprises. Employees should never be completely surprised by a termination. If they've been given regular feedback and suggestions on ways to improve, then the termination can almost be expected. The problem is too many managers avoid those uncomfortable talks, and they just lower the boom all at once. Of course, employees will be somewhat suspect of a discrimination if they think that they've been doing a great job all along, and then all of a sudden they get fired. So it's up to managers to give employees regular feedback. And it's up to HR to make sure that managers are doing that and that they're documenting it. This advanced work will help prevent lawsuits. And plus, if you're ever sued, the documentation can prove to a court that the firing was justified. Number 3, watch what you say. On the day that you fire someone, he or she will remember exactly what you say in the worst possible light. So stick to the facts. Don't make any big generalizing statements about their work or about their behavior. Avoid any harsh words that will inflame the situation. Never mention any legally protected characteristics such as age or gender, race, or religion, or disability that could lead to a lawsuit down the road. Finally, let the employee have their say. Even vent a little emotion without interrupting them. Just reiterate, the decision isn't up for negotiation, and then wish them well. Number 4, don't be too kind. You may feel compassion for the person that you're firing, but don't express your feelings in the wrong way. If the employee's performance is substandard, say it. Don't offer compliments on other parts of the performance just to soften the blow. Doing so might make you feel better, but it'll only give the fired employee a reason to question your motives. Those offhanded compliments could turn up as evidence against you in a wrongful termination lawsuit. So, be compassionate, but stick to the facts. And number 5, keep quiet and keep it private. Always discharge employees in closed-door meetings. Have another manager or HR person there as a witness. That way it'll be much harder for the employee to challenge what you said later on. And don't discuss the reasons for the termination with any other employee or any other outsiders. It's enough to say that Kevin won't be working with us anymore. And send out an email with a similar one-sentence announcement. Finally, after the meeting, sit down and write a memo about exactly what was said by you and the employee. Have the witness sign it and keep it in the employee's file. Now, hopefully these tips will lead to stress-free and lawsuit-free terminations for you for years to come. We've got a free report on this topic that includes a termination checklist and sample progressive discipline policy. It's called How to Fire Employees the Legal Way, and you can find it at www.businessmanagementdaily.com/termination guidelines. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Pat DiDomenico, Editorial Director at the HRSpecialist.com and Business Management Daily.